Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from the channel Redolescence, and thank you so much for tuning in. It really means a lot to me. And in this episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at a fragrance by the company Jeroboam, and this one is called Vespero, so stay tuned. Now, before I begin the review, I just want to say that there is going to be a giveaway. I have a sample here by the company, so I'm going to be sending this to one lucky winner. Make sure to watch until the end of the video to find out how you can be entered to win the draw, and this is open to everyone, US and international. Now, to start things off, this fragrance came out in 2017. It is composed by Vanina Muracciole, and this is a brand that is based out of France. They currently have 7 offerings, and they have been out since 2015. Now, as soon as I sprayed this fragrance for the first time, I knew immediately what it reminded me of. And with notes like apple, patchouli, musk, I'm excited to tell you what I think of when I smell this scent. But let's start things off by taking a closer look at the presentation. So here is the box that the fragrance comes in. I like the gold accents on the black background. Just has the ingredients and some more information on the back. And it has the Jeroboam logo at the top. I think that's the Jeroboam logo. And it says Vespero at the bottom. Like, the really weird thing, when you open this up, the bottle actually sits in there sideways. I don't know why they chose to do that, but it is 30 ml, extrait de parfum, really concentrated stuff. And here's the bottle. It's kind of like the Narciso Rodriguez bottle where it's colored on the inside, where sometimes it gets hard to tell how much liquid is left in there, so you have to look at it from the bottom or from the top. Gold cap clicks into place. And now when you look at that ring, it also resembles the Jeroboam logo. And the distribution on this one is fantastic. Really gets the job done. Let's go ahead and continue with the smell. Now, I have the fragrance sprayed right here in front of me. And I also have to admit that I've been wearing it every day for the past 3 days. And it definitely reminds me of another more popular fragrance. Now, as soon as I smelled this, I thought to myself, wow, that smells a lot like pineapple. And whenever we think of pineapple, you know what we think of, the legendary king Aventus. And with this one, yes, it does have an Aventus gene in there. As a matter of fact, Lucky Scent recently put out an email in which they listed several fragrances that contain an Aventus gene. It was this one, it was Orion by Tiziana Terenzi, and it was Hasevat by Nishan Istanbul. And this one, sure enough, it does smell like Aventus. But there's something else in here that I really like that I think differentiates it from the king Aventus. It has a noticeable green undertone. Now, I don't know what it is. Presumably it's the patchouli because that's listed as a note, and it's also rated as one of the most concentrated notes according to user votes online. But I'm also kind of getting like a fir or like an oak moss or some other green quality about it in the base. And this one does something that Aventus doesn't do. You see, whenever I wear Aventus, as much as I love it, I wore it on my wedding day, I wore it all throughout my honeymoon. I've been wearing it since like 2012. But with Aventus, I get olfactory fatigue. And after a while, my nose starts to tune it out. With this fragrance, on the other hand, my nose doesn't tune it out. I can smell it loud and clear. And the thing is, I was kind of weary because I always get compliments with Aventus, and I thought to myself, am I going to get compliments wearing this fragrance too? And sure enough, I did get compliments. So it accomplishes the same things that Aventus accomplishes, but if you're looking for something that has more of a green vibe, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by this scent. It will be to your liking. There is the apple in there. There's a musky nuance. There's also a pineapple note, even though it's not listed as a note. There's some other fruity components, and then when it dries down, it has that ambery, vanillic warmth in the base. Overall, I think it's an amazing fragrance. There are even days when I crave wearing this one more than Aventus because of that differentiation. So don't get it twisted in thinking that it's a clone of Aventus. It's not a clone. It's just it has the Aventus gene, which I think a lot of other fragrances are falling victim to, or maybe they're doing it intentionally. I think it's the latter, but this one is a stellar release. So let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, it's not a unique scent in the sense that it does remind me of Aventus, and there are about 20 other fragrances out there that smell like Aventus now. But again, you can't really patent a trademark on a scent. So with this one, they have their creative will and their freedom and their own volition to make whatever fragrance they wanted to make. And honestly, I think in some ways, it's a version of Aventus that is more craveable if you're into the green variety of scents, and I really like it for that reason. Overall smell incredibly pleasant and very high compliment factor. Longevity is through the roof. You're gonna get 8+ hours. Projection was really good for like 3 hours. It lasted on my skin and it got me noticed, and my nose does not tune it out. Versatility on this one is really high. You can wear it all year round. Anybody of any age can wear it, despite the fact that it's marketed as a unisex scent. I think this one does lean a little bit masculine, but maybe that's my prior history with Aventus, and now I see Aventus as a masculine scent, but honestly, anybody can wear it. Personally, I really like this scent, and the presentation I think is really cool. I just wish the bottle were a little bit bigger, but it is an extrait de parfum concentration, so you are going to get a higher concentration of aromatic compounds. My final verdict on this one is I love it. I really do. Anybody who watches my channel or has followed me for any length of time knows that Aventus is one of my favorite fragrances. Is this one of my favorite fragrances? It could be. I mean, it reminds me so much of Aventus. For me, honestly, it conjures up the same memories. So to say that Aventus is my favorite fragrance, it's kind of like me saying this is my favorite fragrance, but it does things in a very similar way, but there is differentiation in there, which I love. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to give away this official sample. I'm not sure how much is in here, maybe 5 milliliters. I didn't get a chance to actually measure it, but I will be giving this away. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is, of course, like this video. I'm not going to ask you to share it, just like the video. And I want you to visit America's website and leave a comment down below and tell me, if you were to purchase a fragrance carried by America's, which one would it be? That's it. So guys, that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was my take on Vespero by Jeroboam. I really like this house. I have tried Oriento, Hauto. I own Mixado, which is an amazing resinous fragrance, and I'm happy to spread the word. So thanks again for tuning in. Remember to subscribe for future videos, and please enable notifications by clicking on the bell. This way you never miss any future content. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.